going on, guys? Poem here with Late Night Gaming, and I'm going to show you guys how to play Disney Lorcana on Tabletop Simulator. Obviously, I really like the disclaimer that they've got on this deck builder mod. Please support your local game store, Ravensburger and Disney Lorcana. It will be available at local game stores on August 18th and mass retail stores on September 1st. So definitely, Tabletop Simulator gives you the ability to play with friends who live far away in a convenient way. But definitely go out and buy your product, physical product, and play with your friends in store as well. So the first thing you want to do is you need to get a couple of these mods. You're going to need to get the Lorcana cards mod and the Lorcana TCG scripted 1v1 table mod. And you can get those just in the workshop. You can go to browse. You can just type in right here under Tabletop Simulator, just type in Lorcana, and they've got the different mods that are available. Now, there's a couple other ones I haven't really tried, but presumably this one's a 4-player if you want to mess around with that. And this is just the 1v1. So in this case, you would just click on it, hit the little plus sign, and it will start downloading. And once it's downloaded, then it will basically show up when you go to, once you go to games in your menu, then it will show up here on this list of games, and you can go ahead and click on that and we'll load you in. So here's the deck builder mod. Deck builder mod, they've got the rules spread out, kind of bizarre on, I guess it's just a copy, but they've got rules reference right here. It looks like each one of these tables is just a separate like deck building area. They're just all copies of the same kind of thing. So presumably they're doing that so that you and your buddies can all deck build together on the same server, all that kind of good stuff. One thing I did notice that's on here are some starter decks. So if you're brand new to Disney Lorcana, you'll see there's 2 40 card decks. These are just demo decks because the minimum card size is, or deck size is actually 60 cards in this game, but that is a good place to start. These are the 4 cards that don't have any of the lore, and this is the recommendations for what you could, I believe these are the 4, maybe not. I don't know what these are. You guys tell me what these are. They've got some sort of missing information of some sort. So anyhow, but there are a couple cards that don't have the lore, and they have the this person that made this mod has some recommendations on what you could use. So if you're watching this before the games come out and you're just trying to, get a taste for the game before it releases, and get a couple games on Tabletop Simulator, then you might consider using those lore values. Now what you're going to do to build your deck, you're going to come over here and you're just going to see these bags here, and you can just go ahead and grab a stack, and we'll just take out the available cards that belong to that particular ink color. Decide on your ink color and maybe just lay the cards out, etc., etc. And then what you want to do is what you can do is just Control C, and then you can just Control V it to, if you want to have 4 of them. Most of the time you will, and you're on your way. So once you have your deck ready, all right, so let's say we built our deck, and we can, what we'd want to do in this case is just go ahead and right click on there and hit Save Object. This is my deck. I'm going to go ahead and hit save on that. So now I've got my deck and I'm ready to go play Disney Lorcana with my friend. So I'm going to go ahead and go to games there. I'm going to click on the other mod here, Lorcana TCG scripted 1v1. It's going to load in. And I'm on my way. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Objects. I'm going to go to Saved Objects. And then I'm going to click on my deck. I'm going to place my deck wherever I need to be. One thing you'll notice is if you're the one that's hosting this game, your friend will come in, and you'll need to click on their name and hit the promote button on here. Once you promote them, then they can take a seat at the table. That kind of prevents people that you don't want in your game coming in and messing with your game and things along those lines. So yeah, so now you're ready to go. You're going to go ahead and put your deck over here in the deck area. You're going to want to right click and then click shuffle a bunch of times. I believe you can just hover over and press R. Yeah, R will shuffle you. And then if you just hover over and you press 7, oh, I can't be gray. So I want to be actually, choose a color, in fact. So I want to go back to, I was gray from being the last game we were in. So if you just hover over and you click 7, that'll draw you 7. All right, you're going to do your mulligan. A little early for that one. I've already got a 1 drop. So I'm going to go ahead and tuck those in underneath my deck. So I'm just going to grab my deck and put them underneath. And then draw 2 more cards. All right. So then I'm doing stuff. It's my turn, let's say. I'm going to draw for my turn. That's going to give me, I'm going to just press a 1 on the deck. That draws me a card. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to, a little early for Moana, so I would ink her. And then let's just drop this Stitch down. What I usually like to do, and I don't know if this is you, but since I can't really do anything with Stitch right now, I like to kind of like leave Stitch kind of like down, like on the bottom of my mat. And then the characters that I have that I can do stuff with, I put on the top, but I don't know. That's just me. It's kind of a weird game for me in that regard. All right, so then once you're done, you'll notice that it doesn't show it for mine, but it'll have a button on here when you're playing with somebody else that will basically say like end turn, and then you'll click on that and it will kick it'll kick the turn over to them. And once they're done, they'll when they finish their turn, they'll kick it back over to you. And whenever you have that icon in front of you that says basically end turn, then it's your turn. And when you're done, then you click end turn and it switches it back to them. It's just a way to notify them that your turn is over. So yeah, I think over here this is showing you some stuff. You've got 2 cards, 1 ink or something. Is that what was going on? I'm not really sure what this is showing. I'm going to be perfectly honest. We've got 6 cards in hand. Okay. If I'm down here, it thinks that this is in the inkwell. So I need to be careful with that. I just noticed that. So yeah, you want to keep your inkwell down at the bottom. And then you want your other cards up here. Because if it's down here, it thinks that is part of the inkwell. That's no good. All right, so it was the end of my turn, and now it's the beginning of my turn. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ready my exerted cards with this little handy dandy button right there. And then I'm going to draw and just continue onwards. So again, pretty straightforward stuff. So a couple things you might want to notice over here. You've got some pretty useful tokens and such. So there are damage counters. So these are -1 counters. So that guy's still alive. He took a damage. And then when you're done, you can just drop them back in the bag. You got to figure out who's going to go first. It just has to be a random method. I've just been like rolling a die. If they get a 1, 2, or 3, I have them go first. Over here, you'll notice is your lore counter. So all right, so this guy is going to give me 1 lore, and I'm just going to press the +1 right there. And then we're just going to keep going. We're just going to play the game of Disney Lorcana. So you've got the 2 inks. All right, and then we're bringing in the lantern, so on and so forth, etc., etc. All right, so you first 1 to 20 wins. You and your friends had a great time, and now all you got to do to fire up another game is just hit reset deck, and that's just going to start you over, and then you can play it once more. It resets the lore counter, and it puts all the cards back in your deck, and you're ready to go for the next one. They did a cool thing here where they put, looks like this is got the entire rule book, whereas the other one, the deck builder, just had more of the rules that were related to deck building. So this, is a nifty reference guide. You can hang out here and learn how to play the game. So this is an excellent use of our time as we wait for this game to come out, just to kind of learn the game and kind of get a feel for, what kind of strategies might be good and that kind of thing, just to get you, tuned up and ready to go for the August release of this game. So I'm definitely pretty excited about this one. Seems like a fun game and good time. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. If you have any additional questions or anything about how to play this game on TTS, definitely leave a comment and I can respond. Thanks for watching. And if you made it this far, you're my hero.